Hello, everyone, and welcome to the End I Thought show. And I remembered which podcast I was doing. Come on, y'all. Congratulations to me, because I forget every time, except for yesterday. I had written I was going to put this lady on the writer's class, and when I said the writer's class, it was hilarious to me that I got it right. I'm Wilnono. I'm one half of the End I Thought ladies. And yes, I had to actually turn my head away just to remember who I am and what I'm part of. Oh God, I have a book due tomorrow, and I am now on chapter 8. Yeah, I don't remember anything. I'm starting to forget my ABCs and how they make words, but I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it done. I'll be up until midnight tonight, but it'll be done. But you don't really want to care about any of this. But there are books that I actually did finish. There's 27 of them. The six that you can hear as an audiobook are And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, and I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, If Only I Were Me, a Memoir in Verse, Foreign Coffee, Widow's Web, and Widow's Debt. That is six. Six books that you can hear as an audiobook. You can get them wherever audiobooks are sold. And the rest of the 21 books you can find out about at www.andithoughladies.com. Just in case you were wondering, ooh, what was she doing there? It's called blatant self-promotion. Please buy one. Okay, now I'm done doing salesy things. The thing is that you didn't come here to hear about me or my books. Hopefully, you did come here to at least buy one, and you probably didn't. But you came here to hear about our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Audriana Yasmeen, and three things that you need to know about me. One, I have always been an avid reader. Second, I write women who refuse to stay silent. And three, I did not plan on becoming a writer.
Who does?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I mean, honestly, I mean, I did. I did. I definitely planned on
Uh-huh.
becoming it was a secondary thing. I planned on being a surgeon, and then writing happened, and I was like, there we
Yeah.
go. But that happened at 7 years old, so I knew early.
Right.
But most readers, they become writers. So how did you just decide to bite the bullet and start writing your own?
Well, I had a broken disc last year about this time, and I was in between my writing gigs, not writing gigs, but in between my work at home customer service gigs. And I was just trying to figure out something that I should do to keep kind of occupied as I lay in bed and try to heal. So I ended up, my best friend was like, you need to, you read all the time, you know, you do this, you do that. I think you need to actually start looking into writing. And I think secretly she wants me to do her memoir, is what it is. So she's pushing me. She was like, "You got it. You know how to do it. Yes, you're gonna keep learning how to do it. Just keep doing it." So she's my big inspiration right now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. It's so wonderful when you have a friend pushing you. On my end,
Yes.
I have a Jade, and she's literally is the only reason that I'm still writing and in this writing business to begin with.
Yeah, that's about between her and my husband and my mom. My mom has recently been diagnosed with dementia. So every time I tell her of a new story or something that I have, just to see her light up with it too has been just kind of like a miracle. It has been something that me and her been able to bond over.
I'm
Hmm.
just happy that you are able to bond over with your mom now. She
Hmm.
still remembers things and can still be just thrilled about them.
Yes.
It must be wonderful every time she reads one, though.
She hasn't got to reading them yet. And one of the reasons is why is because she is a Jehovah's Witness. And some of the ones that I do write are kind of on the fence. The one that I have that's called The Ties the Bond is the one that I especially wrote for her. And that one, I have to get it into audiobook for her and when I go over there next so that she can actually listen to it.
Oh, okay. So what genre do you write? That a whole religion's like,
I started out writing fantasy with the first book that I published that I did with Chat GBT because everybody was like, "Oh, if you're going to start writing, you use Chat GBT." And I listened to them and I didn't know nothing about writing then. at all. And then I moved over and got into this anthology group that helped me develop my voice. And now, so I write gothic horror, fantasy, and gothic noir is what I write.
Okay, Gothic noir. Hey, we
Hmm.
have a genre in common. I write noir. I write
Oh,
gangster.
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Give me 1 second.
Hmm.
One. Well, tell me all about the book about the ties that bind. Is that what you said?
Yep. The ties that bind. So that one is basically it's all closed door. It doesn't, it leads up to their wedding night, but it closes the door at that point. That book is really like a love letter to my mom, because I know the religion has been her backbone, and the more that I've gotten to be over there with her and the things that she talks about that happened to her in her childhood, I understand why she held so close to the religion and why she had the religion there for us as a standard. Um, that one is basically a domestic thriller, gothic thriller in the lines of V.C. Andrews. The main character, Zarya, very religious, very trustworthy to people, everything that a good Christian person is supposed to be. She went through a bad relationship before she became in really into religion, and from that she ended up meeting somebody else that that she thought that she was going to have a good life with, that she thought she was going to be in love with. He became, he got baptized, he became, very religious and stuff before they actually started dating. So over the course of 3 years, he had turned his life around too. So it goes into that, but then it has that little psychological twist at the end.
Okay. So I noticed that you do a lot of cross genre. There's a domestic thriller with a
Mhm.
little bit of gothic, a tiny touch of a tiny touch of
Mhm.
psychological thriller with a sprinkling of horror. Let's say you
Mhm.
have a recipe to your books. It's not just
Yes.
genre. You need a recipe. How
Yes.
do you find time to get all those tropes into one area? Do you plan this out? What do you do?
The more that I started writing, the more that I didn't figured out that I need an outline. So I have to have now before I even think about the chapters or even think about the names and stuff. If I have an idea that pops into my head, I have to do an outline for it to see how it's going to work and how it's going to come together. Because usually I can plot out the beginning and the end, it's that middle part that I kind of sometimes get stuck on. So now I'm getting to the point to where I actually plan out chapter by chapter.
Chapter by chapter?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I'm starting to start planning out. If you can see behind me
Mhm.
that way, that is a board with an actual planning out. I've been
Yes.
writing since I was 7. I've been a pantser since I was 7. I
Mhm.
cannot believe this. But chapter by chapter, has it
Yeah.
helped?
Oh yes, tremendously, especially on the next one that I'm working on. It's called The Sweetest Suit 142, and it's actually going to be the part of it is going to be in an anthology series, but I think I'm actually going to end up making it a series on its own too. And I started working on it yesterday, and planning it out chapter by chapter helps me go through the chapters so much easier because I know what information that I want in this chapter and how I want to shape it.
Okay. There are not that many Black horror writers out there.
No, there's not.
How did you be like, no, this is the one for me?
I didn't. Like I said, I'm a fantasy girl at heart, so anything that has to do with like the librarian, Doctor Who, things like that, those were the ones that were closest to my heart. So when I got into the anthology group and then actually learning about horror and horror details, my husband is a big horror fan, and I could take it or leave it at this point. But Once I got into the group and I actually started writing horror, I started finding out there's so many different ways that you can manipulate the story to where you can reflect like political views, you can reflect kind of like the horrors of the time, you can talk about women's rights in horror and things like that that most people don't even realize that they were reading. There was this one horror writer or horror show, The Twilight Zone. And I don't know if you remember it or not, but it was the one with the pig face. That was actually about racism. And a lot of people did not even realize that he did it to a way that it was more palatable for the masses to and to take in.
So, this has nothing to do with books, but
hmm
I heard Doctor Who.
hmm
So, who's your favorite doctor?
My favorite doctor, the one that I grew up on, or the one that I actually started watching was oh my God, and you put me on the spot and I uh forgot his name now. The 11th Doctor.
Smith?
Matt Smith. Yes, there we go.
I so was expecting you to do, oh my God, I forgot his name, but the scarf one. I was like, okay, this
Oh, oh man.
Baker.
I yes. Yes, that's
Mhm.
my husband's favorite actually. Colin Baker. I
I
believe so.
I went back and I started like watching when I first like fell in love with the show.
hmm
Back and started watching, and I was like, okay, he's all right. But my
hmm
favorite doctor is Tennant, of course.
Oh, of course, that's everybody's favorite doctor. And you know
Although
the
the
go
last
ahead.
oh God, I do not know his name.
Um
Yeah, no, I don't even. The funny thing is,
mhm.
I own this magazine, right,
Scott
called
what?
25 Hottest, and he's in
Uh-huh.
the magazine.
Yes.
Still don't know his name.
My husband can pronounce it perfectly and I cannot. I feel so embarrassed because
Is
I
it
can't pronounce
Engel?
it. It's
Don't
it's
even worry about it. We all know.
yeah,
Look, if we are in the Whoverse. We know what we're talking about.
it's
We
about
know who we
yeah.
are.
I don't even want to butcher his that poor man's name.
Oh, try spelling that and getting it right. God.
I know that
I had to
too.
come back like 4 times. They're like, that's not right. And I'm like, come on.
hmm
Gotta be close. Close is good.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. What made you like Smith?
Because he's is who he came is who the one that I came in on.
Okay.
Like I watched like a little bit of David Tennant and I watched the guy before him. I forget his name, the first one, when they started
Awesome.
redoing the seasons. But Matt Smith was actually who I came in on and like really started watching the episodes with him and Amy.
Okay. I love that Tennant had that ability to be vengeful.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. As a noir writer, that a lot of times the thing is just being hard-boiled detective revenge.
Right.
And like watching it, I was like, I feel like they're teaching me new ways to plot out a vengeance.
Right.
Oh my
Right.
God.
No, because binges don't always have to be big and messy and over dramatic.
Hmm.
There's sometimes that you can have like just a small little twinge of respectful revenge.
Exactly. Otherwise known as, I call it the socialite's revenge. It lasts a
hmm
long time.
Yes.
Um, Revenge is a great subject for horror as well, and for
hmm
fantasy. Entire worlds have been built off of revenge. And
Revenge.
I mean, come
hmm
on, Star Wars is a little bit on revenge. Um,
Right.
we've had star soap operas out there. So, does revenge play a part in your writing?
Uh-huh. When it came with Mary Vance, that one is a revenge story. I also watch a lot of anime. My husband watches a lot of anime. So, Redo Healer, that story was kind of born for that from that. Plus, I also live in a town where there was an anniversary of the lynchings during about the time that I was writing that one too. And so the very first part of it, the prologue, talks about two women being lynched and the reasons why they were being lynched. They were being lynched because they were witches, but all in all, is ultimately because they were black. And so I kind of moved that in with that one, and her is kind of like her daughter is getting her revenge through the things that she does in that book.
So, what do you have coming up next? What are you working on?
Okay. So I'm working on the sweetest suit, which is going to be out on September the 2nd. That one is going to be a major fantasy and also a why choose romance. What I started doing with my books now is that I'm making one of it more spicy, and one is going to be sold as it's basically going to be two different versions. One's going to be sold as spicy, and the other one's going to be sold as closed door. For people, because not all the time everybody wants, something spicy like forever. And I get tired of writing spice too, is the other thing. Is the other thing. Um, there's only so many positions and things that you can say. So we're
How
gonna
many
leave
books have
that
you
alone.
written? How many books have you written, dear?
I'm only on my fourth book. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, you got a few more positions to go through.
yeah. But but anyway, so we don't go too deep into that. But
No, we're not. I was about to skip right over that. I had a segue ready.
and
So
then
you're
I
gonna
also
do both. Hmm.
And then I also have Saint James Black Paris, um, which is um, which is called Bury the Hatchet, that I just released on February the 15th, which is doing very well. I'm actually trying to get I'm almost to 1,000 sales by the end of the month. I haven't looked at it today, but I'm gonna look at it later today. And that one is split into two. One spicier version on Amazon, the closed door version on Barnes and Noble.
So what do you do for marketing out a book? Especially, can you tell us specifically for people who are just getting out here and they've just written their books, specifically a horror book, because we don't really have that many horror authors on the show.
Hmm
What do you do?
Um,
I'm gonna get these sales. How do you get them?
okay, so the way that I got it, I actually got into a marketing group with Black Queen, and she's very, very good at marketing. I think she said she was a real estate agent before she actually started writing books. And she has taught me a lot about marketing. And one of the biggest thing is the consistency on social media. So what I would suggest to people instead of trying to do like Facebook, TikTok, and everything like all at once, take it about 1 to 3 months at a time, work on one, master that, and then go to the next one. But don't forget about the other one either. You have to, I mean, as right now, what publishers are looking at, they're looking at how many followers you have, how much presence you have on social media before they want to even publish you. So that is something that's kind of like the signs of the times.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, they would always be like, "Could you please already have a platform?"
Hmm
And now it's impossible to even get looked at if you have no platform whatsoever. That's insane.
Right,
No one is looking at you for that.
right. That is very
Yeah.
true.
So, can you go ahead and tell us where we can find out more information about you, where we can buy your books, so that we can get our hands on the spicy or
Hmm
non-spicy version of your
Okay.
book?
Yes, so I have my own author's website, which is author Audriana Yasmeen.com. And then you can always find me on Facebook under Audriana Yasmeen. And I'm also on TikTok and just at Audriana Yasmeen.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us here today. We really appreciate it. So I'm gonna wrap it up for us over here. Buy her book, y'all. You can buy both, just read one. Spicy and non-spicy. Just buy them both. Act like it's KFC, make it a mixed box. Fuck
Right.
it. Makes you can find out everything your ladies are doing at www.andithoughladies.com. And when you go to that website, go down to the middle of the page and see the charities that we proudly support. We ask that you give them a little support at this time also. It does not have to be a monetary donation. It can be the donation of knowledge, or you could get your hands dirty and actually like go build an orphanage or something in Africa. Yeah, you decide. But we thank you in advance for that. Remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and the Missing Jade. Oh, yeah. Thanks for listening.